Εξομολογήστε το Κύριο διαγραφός, αλληλούια, ότι στον αιώνα το έλεος αυτού, αλληλούια.
I know the historical elements of it a bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a bit blurred because obviously I know it's practice.
So Islam, I came to Islam 11 years ago. Before that, I used to come clubbing and partying in this very strip. So I had an existential crisis where I was like, okay, if I believe God exists, I always believe God exists. I didn't need anybody to tell me that God is not a man, or God is not a tree, or God is not a statue.
Well, that's a true dichotomy that doesn't work, right?
Anyway, so those stuff, for my belief system, before any religion, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, any other religions, I know that God cannot be a man. Why? Because God is not contingent. God is not...
Well, supposedly the parts of Allah are contingent. So this is why I interrupt. God is not a man in respect to the way he's describing it. Rather, we would say that the eternal person of Christ adopts two natures, right? When he becomes man, he no longer becomes not God. Rather, he has these two natures, right? So for example, let's take the analogy of a person and a robot. A person puts his personhood in a robot. The robot experienced the predicate of flying. Thus, because he has this personhood in this robotic nature, the human person experiences the predicate of flying. These are contradictory attributes which we predicate of the two natures, which complement each other because they're in two different respects. The way we define a logical contradiction is P and not P in the same respect. He possesses two distinct natures, which are sets of predicates which he experiences the predicate of being contingent, for example. So he mischaracterizes the Christian position already.
So what are you trying to say? You're trying to say that Christianity has a better description of God because Islam is contradictory.
So Sunni Islam posits that God is, or his Aqidah, doesn't actually support divine simplicity. Rather, what would be divine complexity, for example.
What do you mean by divine simplicity?
So God possesses parts. So God is not his attributes, and the attributes are distinct from the essence. So let's just say, for example, God is all powerful. Pardon?
From a Christian perspective?
No, from their own perspective.
No, but from your own perspective,
I can
are
quote.
you saying that God's attributes are distinct from God's essence?
No, he's saying that.
No, but are you saying
No.
that? Okay, so are you Christian? I don't
Yes,
know.
Christian.
What type of Christian?
I'm a monarchical Eastern Orthodox Christian.
It's not. Oh, so I used to be Coptic Christian myself.
Oh, all right. Glory be to God.
I'll let you continue the conversation. I was just curious.
Yeah. What's your name, bro?
Fadi, bro.
Coming back to the point,
Yeah.
So basically, as you saw, every time he interrupts, because it's not in my character to shout and scream, I'm just going to let him just...
But rather, when you mischaracterize my position, right, I'm going to interrupt.
It's very simple. There's the creator and there's the creation. The creator doesn't become the creation, and the creation does not become the creator. Very simple.
Mischaracterization of our position.
Attracts my position. The reason why I attracted Islam is because we believe God is one. He does not have partners. He doesn't have a son. He doesn't have a daughter. He doesn't have a mother. He doesn't have a father.
By the way, please ask how the Trinity posits a partnering of God.
Are you stupid? No. Why does he keep butting in? Can you speak for yourself? I'm just curious. Okay, good.
No, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not even religious, but like that is a classic debating technique that doesn't fly in reality.
I think it flies really good because it is stupid for him to come and say
No. I'm sorry. Someone interjecting to present an alternative perspective is not a matter of intelligence.
Okay, can I tell you what to reply back to me now? Or do you want to reply back to yourself?
Sorry. Can you tell me what to reply back to you?
That's my
I'll
point.
reply back to you what I reply back to you.
That's my
brother.
point. Exactly. So I'm saying let him reply.
No. But allowing an interjection to allow an alternative perspective is not the same.
Would you allow me to interject your opinion on what you're saying to me?
I would allow someone to interject their view.
But you're inviting a position to be.
That's not the
He
same.
has his own brain. Let him talk.
But rather, you're introducing a position which I have a contention with, and you're mischaracterizing my position for yours to be more coherent.
Let him say his position.
You're saying this in opposition to the Trinity in Christianity.
No. Any not just Christianity, any other belief system.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but Christianity is the only one that's relevant to this perspective. Like,
Yeah, he's intentionally
I
doing
studied
that.
the Bible for like 5 or 6 years,
Okay, yeah.
right? And I did a lot of services.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily religious, but I got a good understanding of Christianity.
Yeah.
And the Trinity, if you read within the realms of the Bible
Yeah.
and what it explains, it does make sense. Not necessarily saying that I disagree with it, but it's possible for you to have an all-powerful God.
Well, we may have a contention. May we find the truth, right? I do respect you.
No, I respect
We
the
look, you can't say if we look into the Bible that will make sense. If you go to Hindus, they believe in.
I believe that an
millions of gods. But we
interjection
cannot say
in order
according to their religion makes sense.
to
No,
illuminate a
because we say
position
God is
is 100%.
the necessary being. What does that mean? You cannot have multiple necessary beings. The necessary being is not composed.
There's one being. There's one being in three persons.
So what we see is there's a creation. So for example, let me give you an example. That will make
By the way, I can demonstrate to you.
we have three kinds of existence: possible existence,
Yes.
impossible existence, and necessary existence. Good. So now, what is an impossible existence?
He's using the ontological argument.
Have
It doesn't work.
A triangle square.
It lacks a
Would
bit
you
of
agree with that?
epistemological
Good. So we cannot have a triangle square. Why?
It lacks a
What is
fundamental
triangle?
epistemological understanding of how you divine that knowledge in the first
Good.
place.
So we
Like,
know a triangle cannot
the
be a
ontological
square.
argument
Now,
only
how we-
works if you lack certain philosophical understanding to the
Because
epistemological.
we know
Bro,
that
I
a
actually
triangle-
Sorry, I'm not even religious personally, but like I don't like this method of argument.
Oh, I love
personally.
it.
I don't like
Contingent.
this. Like,
Good. So we have those two possibilities left. Now that we're taking out what a triangle is and what a square is. Now, for example,
He's also just assuming that like he's not like a necessary being, or like
Yeah.
Neoplatonism isn't true.
like the necessary. I don't even. I don't remember what the other stuff he said, but.
So he's basically saying there's three categories of being: contingent, possible beings which don't exist, possible beings that do exist, and necessary beings. But this is already assuming that Neoplatonism isn't true, or necessitarian and all events aren't just necessary themselves.
It's a fundamental misunderstanding of position. Now, granted, I'm not religious, so my position is neither is necessary nor any of the other categories. But I heavily dispute any person who comes in saying that one is necessary and the others can be dispensed of.
Because what did I say to you?
Jesus
That the
exists.
universe is composed of pieces. It can
Which
be
your
any
God
other way.
is.
It can be any other way.
Which your God's made out
And,
of parts.
For example, it is contingent. It depends on other things for it to survive. So therefore,
Can you ask if the
universe
parts of
cannot be
Allah
independent.
are actually contingent themselves?
You get it? Because if it is independent, then I give characteristics why it is dependent. It is composed of
I'll jump in.
matter.
Ask him if the parts of Allah are contingent
That's the
themselves.
plan I will always
For example,
ask.
our universe
Like,
is made
that's
of
the
galaxies.
first question.
But to be fair, we don't understand the universe in its entirety. It's not like it's not a fact that we understand how the universe works.
Sure.
So there's many things out of our realms that we would simply never be able to understand about the universe. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need a God to back up and fill those gaps.
I never even went to God yet. I'm saying, is the universe dependent or independent? You said it's independent.
Yeah.
Can you ask him a very specific question? Can you ask if the parts of Allah are contingent?
It's independent. That means you accept that we require an independent being. All you've done is ascribe it to the universe. Now, what I need to do is to show you why the universe cannot be the independent necessary being. Because why? The universe is composed of pieces. Correct? So, if the universe is composed of pieces, it can be any other way. You can have 10 extra galaxies or 10 minus galaxies. That means it cannot be independent. It is rather dependent. If it is dependent, what does it depend on? We say the independent necessary being, which is the creator. So that's why we say the universe is dependent. And if it is dependent, what does it depend on? The independent necessary being that is not composed of pieces and cannot be any other way.
God is composed of pieces in
Now, if
Islam.
that's the case, yeah. By the way, we have nothing like this in Islam. That is, God is composed of pieces.
Your God is. Wait, can I demonstrate? Can I demonstrate an argument for that? Wait, hold on.
Because
He's
they have
lied
the
about his
problem of
faith.
the Trinity.
I can show you.
Because they have the problem with Trinity,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
think we have the same problem. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. We don't have a Trinity.
distinctions.
before that. So
Yeah.
therefore,
By
what
the
I'm
way,
saying is the following.
distinctions
When we look
don't
at the
necessitate
universe, the necessary being.
it being
the
composed.
necessary being now there has to be
If you
certain
affirm that,
What? If
that
the
means your
universe
God's
came
made out
to
of parts as
exist,
well.
that means the
Rather,
universe-
when
that
your
means the
Allah
universe
possesses
has the attribute
parts
of will.
themselves,
Why?
right?
Because the universe
Yeah.
came to be.
Because-
and if
No,
the
no.
universe depends on the
I'm
creator,
saying-
that means the creator has the attribute of what?
if you wanna
the
maintain,
will.
go
For
for it.
example, if I say, okay, I have a
I'll
will
sub in
to
if
push
you
you.
want.
I want to talk to him.
What?
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
So-
I saw Ali. I want to talk to
Thank
him.
you,
Yeah,
thank
of
you.
course.
Thank you very much. So what I'm
No,
saying
I
is the following,
respect
yeah?
that.
So the
1
creator
second.
has-
I'm trying to speak to Ali, but he keeps on posing stupid arguments I'm trying to refute.
Oh, well, let them. They're trying to get the police. So let me handle the police, and then like, you can just.
I'm just going to keep going up to Ali. So,
Just because there's knowledge in the universe, that does not indicate that God is
I'm fine with that.
being in the universe.
So one second.
That's
If
what
there-
I'm
if
saying.
there- if there-
No, don't 1
if
second
there-
me. I'm
if there
sorry.
is- if there
No, sorry, I'm going to have to jump in a bit here. Because there's knowledge in the universe, that does not imply that there is a God that exists in the all-knowing.
My friend,
You know as well as I do that is not the case.
my friend, I can
That
debunk-
is a fallacious argument and you know it.
If it's fallacious, let me debunk it.
Go for it.
Are you?
well, I would rather like. I know that there's 3 persons here discussing against Ali, but very simply, if Allah possesses parts, and the ontology and the contingency argument posits that the God must be divinely simple and not made of parts, his God cannot be that God in question, because his God possesses parts.
Makes sense to Kate. He's saying that doesn't necessarily mean that. Simple question.
I beg
Are
you
composed
ask
of
him.
DNA?
Am I composed of DNA?
I agree.
Okay, does DNA have information?
Like Allah is composed of parts.
Yes.
No.
I really need to go.
That's the fundamental difference.
He's saying yes, you're smart.
that's
You're
the
smart.
fundamental difference.
Can you stop
Ali,
touching me, please?
Ali.
You're
So
smart.
I rather propose this. I demonstrate to you that your Allah is made out of parts. Or rather, we can go up to you on an online forum and talk about how your Allah is made of parts. Which one is it?
So now, do you see what's happening?
Now, there's something with the police, so I would propose that we move the camera there. Check. Love you, man.
Yeah. Get your business. All right.
Thanks, officer. Appreciate it. Well, they said that they wouldn't engage with us anymore, which is fine. But the problem does still remain that they decided to go the physical violent route, and then when they couldn't deal with argumentation, they tried to frame it as though that we're committing some kind of offense, stroke crime. But again, it's still
round
not
up
true.
from the camera.
Sure.
Beautiful people at home.
I'm down for that.
The Allah being made out of parts to counteract the contingency argument and ontological argument, I've still not yet been able to talk to Ali Dawah, and I invite him now on camera to have a moderated online debate. The reason why I moved was because there was a drunk individual and another person, which means the discussion was no longer fruitful. That's my proposition to Ali Dawah there. Now, very simply, the Sheikh there and the cameraman there.
Even Baldy behind the camera.
He has been scared and has resulted to physical violence countlessly at the park, which we condone. Any Christians that do that, we condone and will not be in the company with. So, God bless you all. Ali Dawah, accept my invitation. We're heading home.